Hello everyone, Thranxes here and welcome back to Oxygen Not Included, episode 26, where there are quite a few different things that we need to do, and where to start? That's always the question, right? Where to start? Well, the first thing I wanted to do is I wanted to talk a little bit about our natural gas generator. Had quite a few comments, people telling me I should put a gas valve, and I wanted to demonstrate something. So right now it says the pipe is blocked. If you look, though, the animation is that the gas is still moving, and that's because if you measure it, you can see that it's 1,000 grams, 1,000 grams. But if you come all the way down here to where it's being fed into the machine, you can see that it looks like it's taking the gas in as it comes out. But as you can see, 1,000 grams, 1,000 grams, but the pump isn't pumping, right? And that's because it's not actually consuming 1,000 grams of natural gas. If it was, this pipe would continue, or this gas pump would continue to pump air into the pipe. So if you just let it run, eventually, as it uses up 1,000 grams, what you have is, there you go, and then you can see right there, it just equalized, and that's because it's not using the gas at the rate that it looks like it's using it. It really isn't. Otherwise, this room would never fill up with air, because it's natural gas, actually, because it's approaching the 5 kilogram state of what its natural gas pressure. So you can see right there, as it pumped, it said, there you go, 588 grams of natural gas. And that will quickly naturalize to 1,000. And again, that's because this is only using what it says it's using. Whatever glitch it used to have where it would just accept a full amount every time, even if it didn't need it, it doesn't. So what you get by putting more in is you fill this bar up. If you were to put a valve that was exactly what it needed, you would see the bar would tick and tick, and it wouldn't really go up. It might go slowly if you were a little over, but that's because it has an internal capacity that it holds, and then once it hits that, it won't accept any more gas, and it'll continue to burn the natural gas at the rate that it says. So that's, and you can experiment with that, yourself. You don't necessarily have to take my word for it. There you go. There you go. Now we're seeing it. So where is it? Gas pipe, 398 grams, 330, 260, and you can see that that's what it's pulling, exactly what it says it's using. So it's using 60 grams of natural gas per second, and you can see at the intake for the pipe, 260, 216, 149, it is in fact using 60 grams of natural gas a second, but you can only see that change up here at the pump. Now once that goes to 0, the pump will activate until it's back up to 1,000 grams where the pipe is full, and then it will continue to use 60 grams of natural gas a second, feeding from that part of the tube, but keeping the rest of the tube pressurized, keeping the rest of the pipe pressurized. So I appreciate all the comments and advice about that, but as I've stated, it's entirely unnecessary. Now, if that's how you want to run yours, that's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with doing it, but I really don't have the space. I guess I could put them up top here, but that's neither here nor there. Let's take a look at this, because we're going to need to connect more of these natural gas generators, and we're going to need a place to get rid of the CO2. Now, it was also recommended to me about using a CO2 freezing technique, which I looked at, and I think that's really neat. I don't know if it's in the cards for us right now at this step, because we have we have a lot of other things to do. The big thing is we're quickly running out of fertilizer, and this area needs to have all this carbon dioxide overpressurized. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to set up a gas pump. Let's go ahead and we'll speed things up a little bit. We're going to set up a gas pump here to feed this oxygen into our chamber here so that we can overpressurize this and blow out all that CO2. Now it's warm over here, it's 30 degrees, but the higher air pressure will cause the wheezeworts to function more efficiently. Potential power consumed 130. Oh, There's plenty of power to borrow off of that wire. Okay, so that'll take care of this room, hopefully, and we can work on getting the rest of these hydroponic tiles replaced with farm tiles and get this area squared away. I'm hoping. Now, as for the temperature for my showers, I think for the time being, simply giving us some wheezeworts in this area are going to be the easiest way to handle this. Now, long term, I am going to try to set up an AC system. Let's do granite. Try to set up an AC system that, cools down the sections of the base that need to be cooled down. But for now, we're just going to use wheezeworts. It's just easier for the time being. Whoa. Morton and Sylvia Fox, are you guys sharing a shower while working on the, never mind. It's none of my business. It's none of my business at all. Alright, so a couple wheezewort plants here, and we should be good to go. And I'm not worried about wheezeworts because I'm starting to find more and more as I'm exploring. There's still, there's a seed down there. There's some over here that we can get. We're going to need to dig this out. They can't reach that there. And then hopefully what we can do is we'll get a ladder down here like this. And we'll get ourselves 2 more wheezeworts like that. And then there's even more up here. Probably just dig those out like that. That should work. We'll keep an eye on it. And there's 2 more over here even. So let's see. If we go like this, and then we dig across like that, and then we can dig those 2. Perfect. No, why aren't you digging that out? Okay. Let's not leave anybody trapped. This is treacherous territory historically. And we'll get some more sleet wheat, which is also good. We're going to need some, both for planting and for eating. It's going to be a bit before our first harvest comes in. Are we getting our oxygen flow? That's the question. And why not? The pipe is blocked. How is the pipe blocked? Because that's not able to be built there. Well, this needed to be taken care of eventually anyways, so let's go ahead and take care of it now. So then we'll dig you out and you out like that. Sure, why not? It'll help just cool this area off a little bit. It's a little chilly in this section of the dining facility, but that's okay. How are these not planted yet? These are a priority 7. And let's get some sweeping done, everybody. Please. Yep, there's that water. Let's go ahead and mop it up. I knew that was going to happen. Sort of why I was putting it off. We can go ahead and probably just insulated tile that whole section there. Works for me. This. I don't even want to know. Those pinch of peppers are... It's not going to happen yet. It's not in the cards. Again, we're just going to have to focus on the things that are important now. And that is fertilizer and oxygen. The algae will run out. We're not making enough fast enough. And that water is going to... cool down that water a little bit. That's fine. Everybody's mopping, that's good. Okay, good. Now we're pushing some oxygen in here. And it's a little warm, but hopefully the wheezeworts will take care of it all. And as you can see, that air pressure from this side should start to... There it goes. Yeah, that's a lot of oxygen, and it should start to push all this carbon dioxide well over here. We can give ourselves another algae terrarium here for the interim. Will not stay there by any means. So we're getting some low air pressure, but it's going to even out here very quickly as this whole area is going to become oxygenated very fast. Now I think in order to make this, give it a little bit more airflow, we can knock out that section of sand and igneous rock. Oh, okay, that just kind of moved the problem from one spot to another. So let's dig all that up. And then I think we'll head over here and we'll keep an eye on this carbon dioxide removal area. So ideally what we're going to need are these natural gas pipes to be shared, though, because one geyser is like 1.5 natural gas generators. So I'm hoping 2 geysers will keep 3 sustained. And then, of course, we have our fertilizer section that we're going to be working on over here. This is... Okay, so let's take a look at the size of the fertilizer maker. It is a 4x3. And we're going to need a kind of collection pit. So I guess we could start working on that. Although I think we can agree the walls need to not be gas permeable. So let's see just exactly how many we can fit. I would like it to be rows of 3. So it would be 1, 2, and 3, meaning this ladder is going to have to move and be replaced. So we can start with that. Which means this is going to be tile, and let's double check what I'm doing here. So it's going to be 1 here, 1 here, and then 1 here, which means actually we're going to need this ladder to... No, actually that ladder can stay there for now, as it will help us to build our tiles up like that. Okay. Now we're doing pretty good for power generation so far. As we get more of these natural gas generators online, though, it should be even easier, and then hopefully this fertilizer will be able to start taking the top off of this polluted water so we won't have to worry about it. And as it was pointed out, my duplicants are having to run over top of this polluted water, and nobody really likes that. So let's give everybody some mesh tiles to protect them from the horrible polluted water. Try to keep stress down a little bit. Okay. Now that we have that ladder on the outside, we can go ahead and deconstruct this ladder. And we'll replace it with tiles. Oh, that's so yucky and yeah. Okay, 1 left. Come on. So people are going to need to get in to do work, but not from the bottom. They're going to come in from the top where hopefully the air pressure will be very, very light. So for now, we'll just give them some ladders across. It's not ideal, but, well, we could measure out our floors. Perhaps that is the way we want to do things. I think at this point we can safely deconstruct that and start looking at our tiles here. Let's wait. I'm gonna let them deconstruct that ladder. So we're getting that high oxygen. Oh, there's a little bit of polluted oxygen, low density, pushing around. Hopefully that will get straightened out. So right now everybody's a little stifled from temperature, which that's a thing. That will happen. But at least we're getting rid of the carbon dioxide. As the air pressure is continuing to grow over here, and we're not quite at... Yeah, we're starting to get gas vent overpressurized. So we'll leave that be. We've got all this natural gas here to consider. Getting a lot more wheezeworts over there. So this water is pretty cool at this point, but we don't really need it, so I'm not going to worry about it. We have plenty of water for now. Is it time for a new duplicant? Digging and medicine, athletics, cooking, tinkering. Digging, tinkering, learning. I think we'll go with... Well, athletics learns pretty fast. Digging and learning. Low strength, though. Yeah, okay. We'll go here. Nate M., welcome to the colony! Yay! Duplicant 19. That's just great. How's the temperature doing here with the showers? Well, it's at least down into the 30s. I suppose that's good. We're taking away a little bit of our air pressure there doing that, but that's okay. CO2 is getting transformed. What are we doing over here? Toasty surroundings, toasty surroundings. They all have good air pressure at this point, sort of. This is where it gets a little washy, but it is pushing the carbon dioxide over, which is what I was hoping for. So we'll leave that be. How is this room doing? Let's up the... Well, no, it's priority 5. We'll let everybody finish it. Okay, we're still walking through the polluted water. We haven't fixed the problem yet. Okay. All right. So at this point, we're gonna have fertilizer maker number 3, and then let's just measure out how many we could do. That seems like... Okay. Alright, so my thought was originally we would leave these ladders in place. Now I'm not so sure. Because we might have heat issues to deal with. We might need some... well, how much heat does a fertilizer maker generate? 3.75 watts. It's not too bad, I guess. Alright, let's cancel that. No, we do want this fertilizer maker here. And then... Do I want them right up against the wall, though? It seems like there's going to be a lot of heat here. Let's give them their space. I think in this instance, we'll go ahead and we'll go up 1 from where they are. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll just do 4 tall, just to give them that much more space to breathe and hopefully not overheat each other. I don't predict we're going to need more than 12. That seems like a lot. And that uses a lot of power. They're going to need 2 different transformers for this setup. So I think we're going to have to bring the other natural gas geyser into the fold before we can do that. So let's go ahead and look at how we're going to get this going. Yeah, okay. No, I was hoping to clear that area out to low pressure. So let's do that, because I want to get that room very low pressure. I want to pull all the natural gas out of there before I open the door and start tinkering with the atmospheric switch. Even though that is something I'm going to do. Here we can do it with impunity because we have this water lock protecting us. So let's go ahead and say the atmospheric switch will be here. And power we will pull off of this low circuit here that's hardly being used at all. Whoa, not how I wanted to do that. Alright, so we'll just pull this power all the way down here. We'll need tiles there. Nope, we're not going to power the door. That's not how we want to do things. There we go. And for the gas pipe, will run the natural gas all the way back here. For now. I don't know how if I want to merge that with this. It seems like I should. Right. This is going to be a little interesting. Okay, let's go ahead and get more fertilizer makers here. Yep. That's 9, 10, 11, 12. That will hopefully use a good bit of our dirty water and keep our fertilizer going. And then what I would like to do is have the storage. Do I want the storage in the same room or not? That is the question. So let's consider each fertilizer maker is going to be able to power one natural gas generator by itself. 3 of them will. So this is 4 natural gas generators worth of fertilizer making. Wow. So we are going to have to dramatically expand our power area here unless we want that area to back up with natural gas, and we don't really want that. Now I'm starting to wonder, because we're gonna be bringing in the polluted water at an incredible rate, 150 grams per second. So we're gonna be using over what? It's 1.5 kilograms for 10 plus 2 more. So you're talking 1,800 grams of polluted water per second, and we're going to be powering 4 natural gas generators, generating, oh, not nearly as much. Oh, this is going to work. This is going to work, actually. So absolutely, then, what we need are more natural gas generators. So let's get our mesh tiles ready. See, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now we don't really need these to be a 4. They don't seem to be overheating, really. In fact, no, what? This is the one that's been running 44 degrees. That one's running 44, 45. Batteries are more than good. We're still pumping a lot of CO2 down there. I want to rework that over there. So let's do that. So many things to do and keep in mind. Yeah, so I think what we'll do is we'll actually remove this section of pipe. And instead we'll come off here like that, over to there. Sure, why not? And then this will need kind of a permanent structure here. We don't want them ladder hopping back and forth this direction. Speaking of, we can go ahead and get rid of these ladders here. They're not necessary. That's bothering me. Why have I left that for so long? That's the question. Let's take care of this. We're gonna need ladders to get rid of ladders. That's fine. That's just the way it goes. How is this area doing? Okay, almost all the carbon dioxide is knocked out at this point. We're just struggling to get our temperature good. But we're starting to push some carbon dioxide back over there. Let's go ahead and disable this building. Got a very high concentration of oxygen in here, not so much down here, so let's let it equalize a little bit. This is going to need water. Let's up the priority there a little bit, make sure this has water as a priority. And then also, I would say let's finish digging this out here. Because what I would like is some airflow down to there. Yeah, let's get that going. Okay, so we can destroy another one of these buildings now. Kind of a pain. If they weren't so close to being fully grown, I would just destroy them all. But waste not, want not. Let's go ahead and copy these settings. Thank you. Still cooking. Okay, we've got food for now. It's not a surplus yet. I feel it will be soon once we make the second cooking area. We'll leave all of this as it is for now. There we go. We're getting rid of that. Okay, great. Now, here's all this CO2 piping. We're actually going to need to reconfigure the way this is done, I believe. Maybe. Let's get our next gas generators up, and we'll go from there. Now again, I know I could do these in a room of 3, and having 4 tiles is sort of killing space. Well, I'm worried about them overheating. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, so we're going to need 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, about like this. And then we'll just build out for more. All right, sounds good. Let's get rid of these ladders here. And I guess we don't really need this here. All right. It's looking good. It's looking about like how I want it to look. No, we're gonna need to get rid of those. I don't want those there. It's going to interfere with what we're doing. All right. So be 1 here, 1 there, 1 here, and then we'll do the 4th one here. Yeah, very good. Okay, so then we'll just pull these wires down like this. It's not the prettiest, but we can do statues here. That's right. I like to decorate my industrial rooms just as much as the inside of my colony. I want people to be so happy when they have to work in the coal room or... well, that's really just not... It's all the mesh tiles. It doesn't do as much as you would like it to do, but that's fine. It's better than nothing. I don't care. I like having statues everywhere. It looks fancy. That's right. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So we're kind of cooling off. This statue is getting nice and cold. We could move these over to insulated pipes. Thing is, we don't really have a ton of abyssalite. We'd have to go digging for some, which isn't the end of the world. We could. But again, there's just so many other things that I need to and want to do. All right. Now, let's get back over here to what we were doing over here. We could go ahead and just bring it down more, right? Which would say cancel those. No, that's not right at all. It should be right. It should be like this and then like that. There we go. There we go. So let's go ahead. We will need a ladder down here to do some building. Like that. This is where the gas pump will reside. Down here in the bottom. And then we're going to need a filter system, which hopefully will be fairly simple. I don't want to make it too complicated. So it's just going to be about like, let's say like this. Okay. And natural gas will come out. Hopefully there will be room for this pipe to feed into it. And then the air that is not natural gas will Mm-hmm. Because there's going to be another door. Right, so... What, hopefully here? We'll have to see how that's going to work, because what I would like to do is get another mechanized airlock here, and then tile like that. You know, we could probably get away with the piping and the vent just being right next to this section here. If we have to move it, we can move it. We'll see how that works. Okay. That is a lot of fertilizer production we're looking at. So where is our dirty water piping system going? All the way up here. Right, to the pinch of peppers, which at this point we're going to pull it down here like this. I'm just going to run it right across. This will get that polluted water flowing. If anything, we might start running out of it. We might have to look at more biodistillers. Well, no, because we're going to have showers and lavatories helping us out, too. Now, let's talk about transformers. This is where things are going to get interesting. Alright, so we'll take this heavy watt wire over here, like this. And then we're going to pull off of them, because we're going to need, what, it's 120 per. So really, each powered transformer can handle, what, 6, 7 and 20, 140. It'd be pretty close. 8, they can handle 8, right? Because that would be 160. Yeah, that would be 960. And we got 12. So we could do 4 and 8, and then we have room on one wire for more things, but the question is, how are we going to get the wires down there? We've already got this hodgepodge of a mess of wires. Look at all this madness. Oh, that's so bothersome. I mean, not that wire. That wire makes sense. We need wires to come down here. But we do need to mop this up. I don't want this area to fill up with polluted oxygen. I mean, I know there's already some in there, but I would really like to avoid that as much as possible. All right, let's dig this out. And then we'll come over here and... Okay, this is good to go at this point. So this is going to be if above 1,400 grams, start consuming carbon dioxide. All right, now from this standpoint, we're going to need to route all this carbon dioxide in this direction. Okay, so it's definitely not filling up the pipe at all. How do we want to do this? Okay. Let's deconstruct all of these gas pipes for now. Just so we can get an idea of what it is we're trying to do. Okay. Oh, thank you, Kitsune Opal. Gotta make it look nice there. Oh, and that let some natural gas out. Of course it did, because we busted those pipes. That's the price you pay. That is indeed the price you pay. So I think we can try to just route everything down into a single line like this. Excuse me, which will then come down like that. Now we have all this natural gas. It'll have to be filtered out eventually, but hopefully it'll sweep over here, and then we're actually going to open the gas permeable tile section there and just let it dump all the way down here. We'll kind of out of sight, out of mind it a little bit, and we'll worry about it later. So let's go ahead. In the meantime, we can start queuing up all of these for deconstruction. And in fact, we don't need those. And then we can get rid of our vents here, which we don't need anymore. Okay, great. Wonderful. Now, do I really want this door to be the door? No. This is going to be the door that they use. So what we need is, let's see, gas permeable tiles. Or maybe not. No, let's not use gas permeable tiles. Let's make it a pain for the air to get up here at any point in time. And then what we'll do is we'll sort of have our fertilizer storage here, maybe. That's kind of cramped, but yeah, that's how we're gonna do it. It's just the way that it goes. Wow, so much to do, and I feel like we got a lot done, but there's still so much that we need to do. Are you kidding me? That's not going to help these guys grow at all. How are we doing here? 79%. These are still toasty surroundings. They'll get cool, though. This high air pressure, these wheezeworts are going to be able to handle fairly well. And we're done pumping the warm air in from base, so it should cool off a little more as time goes on. I believe this is plenty of cooling to be able to handle what we're doing. I might put another wheezewort over here once we've dug this out. Let's go ahead and sweep up all of that, please. And then, yeah, I guess we'll just get ready with the wheezewort here. Why not? Why not? There we go. Looking good. We're getting things figured out. Except for the power. So, again, these power transformers. Well, first things first, let's get rid of this wire, because this wire is not needed anymore. Not all the way out there. In fact, this transformer will likely not be powering any of that either for now. Whoa, who's got a problem? Alcarin? But you can totally... No, you can't get out. Oh, okay. Trapped. Trapped in here. Alright, that's going to start to be a problem, so... While you guys are working non-stop because you have nothing else that you can do, let's get these tiles built, please. I did make these a priority 9, did I? Oh, that door is locked. Not possible! Open the door! Alright, let's deliver the materials, please. Please, please, please. You guys are just going to be down here mopping for a little bit. I know it's not your fault, and I apologize, but it needs to be done. Alright, let's get more of it before the cycle ends. Okay, thank you, 7-Eye. Come on, somebody else. 7-Eye again, making it happen. See, he knows what it's like to get stranded. Nate M, thank you. And Keggy, 7-Eye. Oh, you can leave. You can depart. Yay! Okay, good stuff. And we're going to sweep all of this up. All of this will need to be swept up. We're going to need more storage to handle it all. And we're going to give gas permeable tiles here like this. And let's do some more storage right over here. And we'll just copy that over there for when it's time to do storage. And I think what we'll do also before we wrap up this episode is we will add some art so the storage does not look quite so bleak. No, that's not really symmetrical. Yeah, but we do another one like that. Okay, and that is going to be where we wrap things up. This has been Oxygen Not Included, episode 26. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you've had a good time watching because, as always, I have had a good time playing. Please come back next time as we continue to make progress on this fertilizer section and getting our natural gas storage straightened, or our natural gas processing, our plants, straightened out and fixed up. We're going to go ahead and get another algae terrarium here as we can now deconstruct this one. But until next time, take care.